So on this video I'm going to show you how to re-skim a ceiling from the preparation to the final trowel. I'm going to go stage by stage and give as much detail as possible and trying to show the tools that I use also. So enjoy. So first things first, gotta get the PVA mixed up. I'm going 50-50 on this one. Using the collomix battery powered mixer for this job. Giving the PVA a good stir up with it, and we'll be using it to mix my finished coat plaster also. Preparation, you can use a roller. If you don't have a ruler, you can use a brush. Right, so guys, we have the PVA ceiling here. We'll start on the left hand corner, work across, bringing it in sections so that it's easy to remember where I have coated, and to make sure that I cover the entire ceiling. Now you can use a paintbrush, sort of like a 4-inch, 5-inch one. It's actually great for getting into the corners. These walls are getting done, so I don't need to worry about coming down here. And you can do what I like. So, obviously for the demo, you can use a brush if you don't have a ruler, but if you do have a ruler, it'll probably be quicker. So, if you're a subscriber that has been watching the channel, you'll know that I use the brush for the textured ceiling. The roller is fine for smooth sealing. The reason I used the brush was to get into all the nooks and crannies. So it's something to think about if you're going over a textured ceiling. But this is just a re-skim on a small ceiling. The other thing, if you are new to the channel, go and check them videos out and subscribe for your videos, but definitely go and check the other videos out as well. So, like I said, roller your PVA on. This PVA is definitely making a nice shine on the ceiling so I can see if I have missed anywhere around. And like I showed there previous, I've mixed my PVA up 50-50. So, continue on guys to get the whole ceiling covered. It's good practice to get it too coated. Just sort of let this one take up dry and give it another quick coat. You will find with 2 coats of PVA it gets extra sticky. But if you feel, if you read the instructions of your PVA and it says 1 coat and you're happy you've covered the whole area, good to go. So while I PVA guys, I keep my eyes open for angles, cracks, and as you can see here, what I've accomplished is this angle had a big bump in it, and so I've wedged that wood up and I pulled the bump up and I re-screwed the whole board here, as you can see, which eliminated the bad angle and kept it straight. So just follow all cracks. A couple of screws here and there will tighten up them joints, and then you can also scrim tape them. And you can see on the ceiling there's quite a lot of re-screwing to be done. But it's definitely good practice, guys, if you can find the joists, and it should help eliminate cracks coming back if you can re-screw them and scrim tape them up. So after you get your PVA done and re-screwing up the ceiling, you're going to need to mix up your plaster. But today's video isn't going to be about mixing up the plaster. If you want to see that, I'll drop links in the description on how I mix my skim coat plaster. So the rest of the video I have put on double speed, just as it was very lengthy. And what I'm doing here, my PVA has got nice and sticky, so I've went ahead, got my plaster mixed up for my first coat, and what I'm doing now is applying scrim tapes to all those cracks that we previously seen. And if you do come across more, don't be afraid, cut the scrim, you know, have your screw gun, your screwdriver ready, or nails even, to re-pin the board as you're plastering. Get it done and then get it coated. It's never too late to put the scrim on, guys. So you can see here, obviously I had to scrim this joint where the board pulled up. It basically just broke away the corner, so I had to scrim tape the corner as well. And on the middles I was trying to mostly use the thin scrim, but I ran out of it and had to go for a thicker roll, which probably is better all in all anyhow. And you can see when your ceiling is PVA, although it is sticky and tacky, sometimes it will not hold the scrim tape, and you're sort of forced to have to coat the scrim, the cracks, and then scrim it, which is all good. It's all the same as long as you get the scrim on them cracks and get it coated. That's as much as you can do to try and guarantee it won't crack again. And so once I've got all the scrims done, guys, I just start left to right, and just coat out as far as you can. I'm obviously using stilts, so I don't have to use a hop up or scaffolding planks and stuff, so just get started. I'm working off a board in the middle of the room, and it's much handier when you are on stilts. And you're on your own, you can mix the stuff up, board on the board, and then just come and go and get the gear off the board. I tend to always put the board directly under the lights, as I find the lights take up room for walking, so you can't really walk past the lights anyhow, so the board doesn't take up as much room being directly in the middle. And what I tend to do is put a bucket of water on the board as well, and maybe one in the corner of the room, and that's just for washing up your tools and troweling up. So you just try to keep it neat as you can. Your first coat, you just want to go very tidy. You're only really going on here about 1.5 mil, 2 mil thick at most. Your whole skim coat's only going to be about 3 mil in total. So you know, you don't want it too heavy. I have mixed my skim loose enough as well for this scene because it's quite large, and I didn't want to tighten up on myself. But yeah, so you just work around all the edges, pull it into the middle, and then you can fill the middle in as you go as well. So once you get your first coat done, you're then on to your second coat, which you might, for such a large scene, you're probably okay to mix up your next batch and get it on. I wasn't waiting around too long. I got my next mix and got it on, as it's large enough ceiling. But again, when you're coating, you want to be as tidy as possible. There's nothing worse than if the stuff starts tightening and you've lots and lots of lines and holes to fill and trowel out. It will make your day harder. So just try and keep it in your mind. Keep repeating it. Repetition is definitely the key to plastering. As tidy as you can get it is going to give you better results further on down the line. And you can see I'm just following the same pattern as my first coat. If somewhere is tightening quicker, you could start there, but this whole scene is all nice and uniform, and it's all got the same suction, the same amount of PVA coated on, so I'm fine to just follow where my first coat was and follow around the second coat. As you can see, I can actually nearly reach the middle from the edge here, so it's not too bad, but just try and get yourself into a bit of rhythm, a wee bit of routine, and definitely your day will become easier with that. Also, if your lights aren't safe in the center of the room, I have other lights that I can use as well. Definitely knock them off at the mains if you don't feel safe. These ones they're well connected and stuff there, so I felt safe enough to just crack on. So once you get all your first and second coat done, you're gonna obviously have to wash up your tools, your buckets, your drill. Make sure everything's washed, as you might not get much time later on to do so. So obviously the next stage will be, you will be doing a flattening and a second trowel and a third trowel. This is actually my third trowel now. You can see that it's browning, and the reason I don't have the first flattening and the other one is I lost some footage on this one, but instead of not showing the later details, I decided I'll stick them on into the video anyway. And again, if you are new to the channel, guys, definitely feel free to subscribe and get on. There's over 300 videos on many other plastering tutorials and rendering tutorials that you might fancy having a wee peek at, and you may pick up some more helpful hints and tips. But yeah, so basically I'm nearly at the Superflex stage. I'm still using the Refina ASS trowel, which is stainless steel, and it's still my main skimming trowel. I do have a longer one now, which I have been rendering with. I'm going to try and get it broke in for skimming as well. But you can see I'm just still trying to get into routine. I'm actually walking the ceilings now, where I'm wetting a whole line, and I'm walking the water from the left part of the trowel to the back end of the trowel and forcing the water away. And then basically once I get past the bay window and to the middle of the room, I was fine to just pull it all out from the chimney breast wall, which what I'm pulling it all back out from now. So like I said, routine, rhythm, it'll make your life so much more effective and easy when you're plastering. And you can see now the ceilings, it's nearly 100% set. Just really polishing it off now with the Ox Superflex, and that was one pass with the water brush, and then I trowel the water off. So just again, guys, it really is repeat until you get a perfect job. With plastering, only one way to learn is to get your hands dirty and give it a go. And the ceiling didn't come in too bad. It's quite sort of awkward with the PVA I was using. Seemed very strong PVA. Did mix it 50-50. Funny enough, the PVA itself didn't have any instructions, and I'm always telling people to read the instructions. So if that's the case, there is no plastering instructions on your PVA, you might want to do a few test spots. You might want to start off with a stronger mix and diluting it down and checking it which one goes stickier. It should go nice and tacky before you plaster it, and this one did take its time to pick up for me, although the ceiling was painted with a slightly sheen type paint as well. So this is my last trowel, and this is this ceiling finished and this video. Please feel free to check out some more.
Brothers, what we doing live? Echoes in eternity.